Well, hello there. Hi there, and welcome to the studio. So this evening I'm starting to work on some jewelry pieces, and I just wanted to go over with you the basics that you want to have in order if you want to get started with some jewelry pieces at home. So you want that collection of beads. Could be you've cut apart some old necklaces. I've bought a lot of my beads at places like estate sales, collection from my mother's old jewelry, from my own old jewelry, and I have purchased some new beads here and there from Michael's or Pat Catan's or even Walmart. So in order to get started, you want to make sure, in addition to your beads, you have something to work with, such as if you want to put things on wire. So this is gold wire or silver wire. You want to make sure you have things like elastic or cords if you're going to put your pieces on cords. You want things to space your beads apart, so you can buy small items in bags at jewelry stores or at arts and crafts stores, or you might even be able to space your bigger beads apart with small beads from those cut apart necklaces. In addition to that, you want fasteners. In order to make jewelry, it's really hard to use leftover pieces for things like earrings, unless you're using the beads, but you need to actually have the earring backs and the earring like straight pieces that would go through your wire. It's hard to straighten out a regular used earring and then reuse it. So you will want to buy some of those. In addition, I always love this kit that I purchased. I got this at a Walmart store. You could probably get it at a Pat Catan's or a Michael's. And what it is some pliers, small pliers set. And let me pull these in a little closer for you. So this one has, as you can see, a spiral, a circle, rounded edges here, bigger at this end, smaller at this end, so that you can wrap your wires around it and have a smooth circle. This one is tiny one to get in the spaces, and it also has a wire cutter. This one is a smooth surface plier. If you're using regular pliers at home, be careful because there's a ridged edge here that will damage your metal. So this one is smooth, and it has no wire cutter. Oh yes, it does. It has a wire cutter right there. And then this is just a wire cutter, but it's designed to get into small spaces. So that's kind of a cool little kit. In addition to those pliers, that plier set, it has tweezers and it has a scoop and things like that already in the kit. So it's worth it to buy that, but you can also buy those pieces separate. I also like the designer bead palettes that you can get. They're very cheap, but it helps me to plan out my, whoops, lost one of those. It helps me to plan out my bracelets and to have my beads set out just like I want to put them on the string before I start. You can buy a bigger one. Now this one is for a necklace. And you can see I have things laid out so that I can make a rosary. And so it's set up, and I could just put the beads on here in the order that I want them. And then when I'm ready to put it on my string, I just put it right on in that order. So let's get started. I bought some earring backs that are for clip-on earrings. I had a client who would like to have me make some clip-on earrings for her. So let's make a pair. Hey everyone, hey, before we get started, stay tuned because after I do the first set of earrings, I'll show you how to do another kind of earrings. So stay tuned for the second part. Thanks. All right, so I'm starting with a back that is for a clip-on earring. As you can see, it's designed so that this closes in. This closes right here. But the bottom is designed so that you can actually wear any earring you want with this. So that's kind of cool. But I'm going to actually design an earring that can be worn with this. And so you just push this through. This is a wire that you buy, has a end on it that's like a straight pin. So it goes straight through there and stops. I'm going to put a bead on first, and then a gold spacer, a middle bead. This one is a very light blue, almost clear, and then a spacer again, and then another blue bead. So this stands straight out from the earring. This would be on your ear. You don't want that, of course, to be standing straight out from your ear. So I'm going to make a little bit of a bend, pushing on that big bead so that it makes a little circular pattern there. And my goal is going to be to wind it around this post that's right at the front of your ear. So I'm going to wind it right underneath of this little dot that's there. So in order to do that, and this is kind of how you do any of the loops when you do earrings, or if you're going to do a chain. So you start a little bit away from your bead, and you want to bend it to the side. And then I'm going to actually be bending it around this post. So so see, it's bent to the side. I'm so sorry if you can't see. Then I'm going to grab it again, now with my rounded ones. And I'm going to start making my loop. And I'm going to pull it around this. I'm holding it tight. And you see how that's making a little loop? Can you see that? I'm going to hook that behind my little post there. So excuse my hands, I have to have a little bit of oomph to be able to do that, so hold on. Alright, so it is now hooked behind there. And I'm just going to pull it around the rest of the way. Can you see I pulled it around the rest of the way? I'm not sure if you can see that. And then I'm going to grab my wire cutters and I'm going to cut just inside that loop. And the reason I'm cutting just inside is because then, oh, hold on, let me do this. Because then I can now squeeze this loop closed and it'll be just like a chain loop that has to close so that it will be secure and it won't come apart and lose your beads. All right, so you see how I'm closing that? Squeezing. There you go, so now it's closed. Check it to make sure it's not catching on anything. And let me close my earring and see if we've got it. Oh, beautiful. Let me put this one on our piece of white background. And as you can see, we've got matching earrings for my customer that has the need for clip-on earrings. Aren't those beautiful? All right. Thank you for watching. Alright, so I'm going to continue on with making earrings. So I showed you in the last segment how to make an earring for someone who wanted clip earrings. So this is a clip earring back. Now we're going to do just a little bit of a dangly earring on a regular earring back. So this is not a post, this is a hanging earring. All right. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create the post. So I have to decide, I have a couple different kinds of wires for them to hang on. So I have one that looks like a straight pin and one that has a little ball at the end. I think I'm going to go with the one with the little ball at the end. Let's try it at least anyway. So on this, I have chosen some green beads and I have not stacked them yet. So let's see how I like them. So first I'm putting on a little spacer. So it's a little silver spacer. It kind of looks like a daisy. And then I'm going to put my drop, which is the drop part of my earring. I'm going to put another spacer. Now I'm not sure how far I want this to drop, so let me try a little ball and see if we like that. That's not too bad. So I think I kind of like that, but I do want another spacer on it, I think. Let's see, do I like this? Yes, I think I'm going to like that. So in order to get it so that it dangles off the end of this, I have to make another loop. A loop that's similar to this one, if you can see that. So how I begin this process is I take my flat pliers that have no ridges inside. Remember, I hold this a little bit away from my bead. I bend it to the side. So I have a little 90-degree angle bend in that. You see this? And a little bit of give. Now some people like to do them right up against there. However, what I've discovered is sometimes I'll crack the bead because I'm trying to wind it right on the edge of the bead. I don't like that. The next part of the process is to take pliers that are like this that have a rounded end. Now I have two different kinds. I have those and I have these. I'm going to use the longer one. Decide how big around you want that to be and hold it tight up against that 90-degree angle. So you see I'm holding it tight. And then I'm just literally going to, it's hard to do this while the camera's on that side, but I'm literally going to just bend this around so it goes around. I'm going to keep going as far until I get to the other side here. Until I get almost all the way over here. There we go. And then I want to make sure I put it on my earring before I close it. And now I want to pull it the rest of the way around. Hard to show you this. So now it's kind of closed. And I'm going to get my wire cutters and I'm going to cut it just inside that hole, just inside the loop. And the reason that I'm cutting that just inside that loop is because now I'm going to take these flat ones again and I'm going to close that loop. So now I have a loop that's kind of like a chain loop. We've got a nice pair. All right, thanks for watching.